or something. No, we don't have an aircraft out there.
Both pilots confirm the object has glowing lights. The object has a green vapor trail, not like any vapor trail they've ever seen.
Both pilots immediately questioned the idea that the UFO they saw was a meteor.
Lufthansa 405, so you would say that it definitely wasn't a meteorite?
Don't know. I don't know.
Alright, it's 226 now. It couldn't have been a meteorite because it was flying level. It looked as if it was going very quickly. It definitely looked faster than normal aircraft. It was cruising in a straight line at one level flight. Number 226, thank you. We're looking into it. I mean, we're making a report. We really don't know what it was. And the military doesn't admit to anything flying tonight.
While the authenticity of this recording is not in question, the FAA and both airlines have never commented on this mysterious incident over New England. 2 years later, Boston would be the epicenter of yet another strange encounter between pilots and UFOs. But this time, the encounter would result in a near-miss collision. The incident was captured on tape by the aircraft's black box recorder. August 9th, 1997. Swiss Air Flight 127 is a jumbo jet en route to Zurich, Switzerland. Pilot Philip Boulbet and First Officer Kurt Grunder are at the controls. At 23,000 feet, Boulbet will later report that his visibility was excellent with no haze and a clear blue sky, until an unidentified craft enters the plane's airspace. The pilot immediately contacts Boston Air Traffic Control.
Sir 127, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I don't know what it was, but it just over to like a couple of hundred feet above us. I don't know if it was a rocket or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. It was too fast to be an airplane.
Later in his official report, Boulbet will describe the UFO as a bright white cylindrical object with no wings, similar to a white shark. Aviation writer Don Berliner filed a Freedom of Information Act request to obtain the FAA audio and written records of this incident.
The Swiss Air case is significant because the object that was described is quite unusual, and the people reporting it have excellent credentials. These are veteran airline pilots.
Moments later, the Boston control tower contacts another sector operator who is about to take over the flight.
Hey Chris, Swiss Air 127, he had a UFO or a rocket, something almost hit him in my airspace.
UFO or a rocket almost hit the Swiss Air 127?
Went right above him, about 200 or 300 feet.
The pilot's official incident report classifies the object as a UFO, categorizing its shape, color, and speed. However, the NTSB and FAA concluded the object seen by Swiss Air 127 was a weather balloon launched by the military at about the same time.
These are not the kind of people who would be fooled by weather balloons, because these are fairly common experiences among airline pilots. It's really hard to mistake a weather balloon for much of anything else.
These eerie sightings of UFOs are not isolated to the Northeast. In fact, sightings of UFOs by pilots have been reported across the country. On February 28, 1996, the skies over the Midwest are rocked by simultaneous reports of frightening airplane-like objects moving at incredible speeds. This case involves two commercial aircraft, Air Shuttle 5959 en route to Cleveland and Mesaba 3179, a Dash 8, heading from Detroit to Pellston, Michigan. This event was recorded by the Cleveland Tower.
Cleveland Tower gets a report from an air shuttle flight coming out of Detroit that they've picked up a strange light very close to them. Nobody can figure out what the light is.
Hey, Cleveland, SL 5959. We see traffic out there 12 to 1 o'clock, lower altitude. Do you have one there? Air Shuttle 5959, that's a negative, sir. I don't have anything out in front of you. Can you get an estimate on an altitude on him? We're in between layers here. I'm going to estimate 2,000 feet below us maybe, and sort of pulsating right about, I don't know, 10 miles out. Northwest of Detroit, did you see that light? Yeah. Well, that's what I saw, a real bright white light, sometimes flickering underneath the cloud.
Two reports from two separate aircraft, and both pilots described the same bright pulsating lights between the cloud layers. Cleveland Air Traffic Control questions if the light might be a landing beacon.
Air Shuttle 5959, is that traffic that you saw earlier? Do you see him out there any longer? That is Shuttle 5959. That's permanent. I don't know if we'll get closer to it or what, but it looks like a rotating light around it, like a frisbee type thing that's going around it. UFO. Masaba 3179, do you see the same thing? Sir, I saw it coming out of Detroit. I wondered, all I saw was just a couple real bright flashes of light, but it looked like it was underneath the cloud deck to me, maybe 10,000 feet. Would you think it might be like a reflection, maybe perhaps off a beacon that for some reason it's just one of those weird things, natural phenomena that you're getting a reflection? Because I got nothing out there. It's definitely a distinct whitish, well, it's looking a little red and greenish light sort of pulsating, and it is consonant. It's not a beacon.
The Cleveland Air Shuttle hangs a Huey, goes under the light, and now is looking at the light from underneath and says, absolutely not, Cleveland. We're seeing the light above us, probably at 5,000 feet.
And Cleveland Air Shuttle 5959. Just to keep you advised, we're descending to 4,000 feet right now, and as we descended through 10,000 feet, that object is above us right now. It is not on the ground. It's about 10,000 feet. I'll tell you what, that is weird. If you're sitting there pulsating. I'm trying to do a little investigating as to what this might be, and if you would keep me advised on this. Okay, sir. I'm going to blink my lights on him and see if I can get any reaction on him. Masaba 3179, when you flashed your lights, did you get any response? It appeared to, sir. Okay.
A double pilot sighting caught on radio that you would never hear because the media never covered it.
Coming up, another UFO double confirmation, this one involving an America West jetliner and NORAD.
This guy definitely saw it run all the way down the side of the airplane. It's right out of the X-Files.
And later, we'll analyze evidence of UFO sightings during NASA's Apollo moon missions. On May 25, 1995, an exceptional UFO-related event occurs more than 7 miles above Earth. An enormous, fast-moving UFO was witnessed by an America West Airlines crew. What makes this incident a watershed in black box recordings is that it is one of the first on record to reportedly involve a government agency, NORAD, the government's watcher of the North American skies.
This 1995 America West Airlines case, the government got involved briefly. Somebody with air traffic control told the crew, one of the crew members, that they had been in touch with NORAD, which had briefly confirmed radar tracking of something in the area and then later denied it.
The Air Force confirmed that there was an object, and especially the NORAD, the North American Air Defense Command, yeah, we detect something.
America West Flight 564 is flying from Tampa, Florida to Las Vegas, Nevada. Captain Eugene Tollefson and First Officer John Waller are in control, cruising at 39,000 feet above Bovina, Texas. All is normal until 10:25 p.m. when the pilots see a UFO just below them at 30,000 feet. The actual recordings between Flight 564, Albuquerque Air Traffic Control, and NORAD were recently obtained by the History Channel.
Okay, Cactus 564, say again.
There's nothing on the radars on the other spinners at all on that particular area, that object that's up in the air?
It's up in the air.
Affirmative.
What's the altitude about?
I don't know, probably right around 30,000 or so, and it's with a drill that starts from going counterclockwise, and the length is unbelievable.
The pulsating object is reportedly over 400 feet long, yet invisible on radar. This prompts air traffic control to contact nearby Cannon Air Force Base radar operations in Clovis, New Mexico.
Cannon, go ahead.
Hey, guy at 39,000 says he sees something at 30,000 that the length is unbelievable and it has a strobe on it.
Uh-huh.
This is not good.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's a UFO or something. It's that Roswell crap again.
The crew that saw it described it as a long, thin object, cylindrical, with a series of lights down the side, blinking on and off in sequence.
They saw a cigar-shaped object flying with strobing lights on a length of roughly 300 feet, which is quite big.
Seconds later, an Air Force F-117A Nighthawk from the 49th Fighter Wing at Holloman Air Force Base is alerted by air traffic control. The stealth fighter sees something.
Arcade 5, in the next 2 to 3 minutes, be looking off to your right side. If you see anything about 30,000 feet, one aircraft reported something. It wasn't a weather balloon or anything. It was a long, white-looking thing with a strobe on it. Let me know if you see anything out there.
Yeah, you traffic up on left wing right now?
I've got some passing off here at 9 o'clock and about 12 at 31 westbound.
Okay, so looks like something like that. A little lower than us just went up our left wing.
The Nighthawk reports an object passing off its left wing. America West 564 has the same experience moments later. The object moves dangerously close to both aircraft. The anxious America West crew contacts Albuquerque Air Traffic Control again.
No, we're all talking about it. When it's lightning, you can see the dark object, and it's like a cigar shape from the altitude that we can see it. And the length is right now is sort of confused because it looks like it's about 300 to 400 feet long. So I don't know if it's a wire with a strobe on it, but the strobe would start from left and go right counterclockwise. And it was pretty eerie looking sight.
The object suddenly disappears from Flight 564's view. Then a concerned Albuquerque Air Traffic Control contacts NORAD's Western Air Defense Sector headquarters at McCord Air Force Base in Tacoma, Washington.
I've got something unusual, and I was wondering if you all happen to know of anything going on out here. I had a couple of aircraft reported something 300 to 400 foot long, cylindrical in shape with a strobe.
Oh.
At 30,000 feet.
We don't have anything going on over that I know of.
This guy definitely saw it run all the way down the side of the airplane. It's right out of the X-Files. I mean, it's a definite UFO or something like that. But I mean,
y'all are serious about this?
Yeah, he's real serious about it too. And he looked at it, saw it.
Holy!
13 minutes later, Albuquerque Air Traffic Control checks in again with NORAD. Only this time, NORAD has something.
We had someone call here earlier about a pilot spotting an unidentified flying object.
Yep, that's us.
Okay, well, hey, we're tracking a search-only track kind of up where that might have happened. We've been tracking it for about 3-4 minutes now.
According to the official report, NORAD has denied this incident in writing.
These were experienced airline pilots. They'd been flying thousands of hours. They were familiar with the sky. When they say something, you have to pay more attention to it.
Coming up, the complete and uncut film of a dramatic 1979 UFO event over New Zealand.
Here's the best image right in there.
And later, what did astronaut Catherine Coleman aboard Space Shuttle Flight STS-73 really see on October 21st, 1995?
We have an unidentified flying object.
A Melbourne, Australia television reporter said his crew filmed UFOs for 7 minutes Saturday night over the eastern region of New Zealand's South Island.
On December 21st, 1978, New Zealand cargo plane pilots John Randell and Keith Hine observed strange light phenomenon over the sea near the South Island of New Zealand. The objects are picked up as well by Wellington, New Zealand Air Traffic Control radar, and reports reach local media. 10 days later, on December 31st, producers at Australia's Channel 10 dispatch reporter Quentin Fogarty with a camera crew to attempt to find these same UFOs along the exact same flight path. And they do.
Air traffic controllers were recording strange blips on their radar. Here is what reporter Quentin Fogarty said as he traced an airline flight that reported seeing UFOs last month.
We're now in the radar room at Christchurch Airport. It's about 1:45, and in about another 20 minutes we intend to take off again in the Argosy and retrace the route we took only a few moments earlier. We've just heard from Wellington radar that there are still targets in the Kaikoura area. So this time we're hoping to get better film than we did last time, and all I can say is we'll see what happens.
The New Zealand case is of considerable importance in the history of ufology because of the residue of information that's available afterwards. We have the film itself and the tape recordings made by Quentin Fogarty on the aircraft, And of prime importance is we have the tape recording made by the Wellington Air Traffic Control Center, and it provides a history of the sighting minute by minute.
We're about now